Welcome you all. Welcome back to the channel. Just getting some clarification on some things. So, what the cards are saying here in this spread, I see that, let me get my shadow out the way. I see that some of us are still operating in a state of fear. Some of us are still operating out of our comfort zones. Communication is definitely needed in your life right now. I don't know what it is that you're afraid to say or what reaction that you're afraid of. But just know that at this time in your life right now, it's going to be impossible for you to move forward unless you're communicating what it is that you need, what it is that you're looking for. And what it is that you expect out of the situation or whomever it is that you need to speak to. For a lot of you all who are watching this, it's an issue with boundaries. You're letting people cross those boundaries that you have set for your time, for your things, for your availability, for your energy. And please know that once you set up a boundary with them, okay, they try to cross it, but they truly can't cross it without your permission. You are permitting certain people to cross those boundaries that you have set. And some of you haven't set those boundaries because you're afraid of their reaction. But you need to communicate those boundaries because it's driving you. Not saying what you need to say is driving you into a terrible emotional cycle right now. Excuse me, all these ants are tearing my ankles up. And And the cycle I'm referring to is that you may be setting boundaries. Those people are crossing those boundaries. You're allowing that to be crossed, and it's seeping. You're allowing those boundaries to be crossed, and that act is of betrayal, which is ultimately you betraying yourself. Yes, they're betraying your boundaries that you have set by testing you, but you're also betraying yourself because you're allowing them to cross said boundaries. Even if you have not voiced your opinions about your boundaries, you need to. Because all of that is an act of betraying yourself. And if you're fighting against yourself, then there's no way for you to have success in other areas of your life. You have to make sure that you are good before anyone else. And you have to know that putting yourself first is not selfish in any capacity. It's not selfish, it's your God-given right, and it's necessary. But I'm definitely seeing communication is needed in order for change to happen. And the cards are saying you're either going to do it the one or two ways. You're either going to do it to where it's you that's communicating in a peaceful manner and bringing it up, or it's going to happen the second way, which is you're going to explode, or you're going to do something that's going to be almost irrevocable, if I could say that. Basically, you're going to explode and you're going to be seen as being in the wrong. So whatever boundaries you need to set, you need to make sure that you set those. Whether it's job, mom, sister, brother, loved one, boyfriend. And it may be several conversations that you need to have, but you need to have them, and you need to stand. But you do need to make sure that you're on the communicating that you've set. And if it's a job and you're worried about money, you're protected. You're protected. You're protected. Be strategic about what you're doing. If you need to set these boundaries in writing so that there's a paper trail, so that there's something that you can give to HR, or what have you, you may need to be strategic with it, but still, either way, those boundaries need to be set. That communication is needed. And that's all I have to say about that. We'll get into what else the cards have to say. Okay, so what happens after this communication is done? What happens after these boundaries are set? Balance will enter into your life. You'll have time for the things that make you happy. You'll have more energy for the things that will make you happy. You'll have more time for self-reflection to find out what makes you happy and what fills your cup. You'll have more time for those things. And those of you who are looking for your purpose, or you're looking for how to change your passion into money. Some of you are looking to how to turn your pain into money, quite frankly. And what I mean by that is, a lot of us have a story to tell, and a lot of us have learned a lot of life lessons, and you want to know how to turn that into a stream of revenue for you. Well, first in the beginning, you need to work on communication, which has already been said, but it's here again. And more specifically, you need to work on positive communication, loving communication, and that starts with self. Once you're able to speak to yourself and treat yourself in a loving manner, as if you would do a friend or a loved one, the success will come. Those things will start to happen for you. Because I do see success throughout the spread. Once you learn how to be consistent and sticking up for yourself, that positive change in your life will come. And also, once you learn how to speak about the lessons that you've learned and the trauma that you've went through without it still triggering you, without you still being in it, so to speak, once you're able to set yourself apart, how do I explain this? In a way as if you are, if you're an observer, let me say that. You have to focus on that. And once you do that, success will come. Because if you're still triggered by your pain, there's no way that you're going to be able to effectively communicate to other people the lessons that you've learned and how they can move through their trauma and through their pain without you being fully healed, and without you, that's the word I was looking for. You need to be fully healed. I shouldn't say fully healed, because you can be a teacher without having, full knowledge of what it is that you're teaching. Like, you could still, even if you're a master, you could still be learning. That's what I mean to say. But be healed enough to where you're on the observer side of your pain and you're not constantly reliving your pain. For some of you, that's the block there, and that's what you need to work on before you could turn your pain into a stream of income. So that book that you're working on, or that podcast that you're working on, or that public speaking engagement that you're working on, to where you're looking to help people overcome the pain that you've went through, you're moving in the right direction. That is going to be a successful avenue for you. But again, make sure that you're working on it, or make sure that you're communicating about it from a place of an observer. And make sure you're focused on the facts of the situation as well, not just the emotional side. So, for some of us, I see that breakthrough is going to come to us within a week's time. And just be on the lookout for that. And pay attention to the events that have led up to your breakthrough. Because that knowledge will help you move on through the other tests and trials that you'll eventually have coming in the near future. Okay, so we're going to look at the back of the deck. Excuse me, I'm always hitting this thing. Okay. So the King of Hearts. Okay, so the back of the deck is the King of Hearts. And that's further showing me that for you all who's concerned about not finding your purpose, the wind keeps picking it up. For those of you who are concerned about not finding a way, for your passion to be turned into income, this is a great card. It's showing that you will find it and that you're on the right path to find it. And the reason why you may seem to be struggling right now at the moment is because these sort of things take time. What you see on social media is not really the reality for a lot of people. A lot of people go through years of self-development and years of working on their craft before they see success. Not saying that it won't happen sooner for you, but this is just a reminder that you are on the right path and you will see success. So you just have to keep calm in the journey and enjoy the journey. Enjoy the new lessons that you that you need to learn to hone your craft. Enjoy that journey, and it'll be even more sweeter once you realize the success. But the success is there. It's locked in. It's there for you. And even if you're trying to do something that you see a lot of people, have done, selling beauty products or making t-shirts or blogging or making a YouTube channel or what have you, know that they can't do it like you. And that's what sets you apart. And that, in fact, is what your purpose is to be authentically you. Your purpose is already there and you're already living in your purpose. So there's no need to search outside for your purpose. Your purpose has been in you all along. So that's all I have for you all today. I hope you have a wonderful week. God bless and peace.